Charizard, I choose you! Huh, a Charizard, eh? It's like the child-friendly version of me. You mean a Pokemon that's a dick? Shut up, Master Chief! You're only in this video because you're the closest toy to Steve. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Well, I got my own tricks up my sleeve, too. I choose you! Hedora!
Oh, thank Mothra, I'm out of there. I've been in there for months. Do you even know what year it is?
Shut up, Hedora. You're only supposed to say your name.
But Shin, I'm not a Pokemon.
I said to shut up and to only speak with your name only.
Hedora.
Better. Now, Hedora, use your sludge attack.
Wait, whoa. You want me to throw fecal matter at the angry-looking dragon over there? That doesn't sound family-friendly at all.
Hedora?
I mean, Hedora. Charizard, in their confusion, use flamethrower.
Brrr.
Oh no, fire. My only weakness.
Well, how was I supposed to know?
Have you ever even seen my movie?
I think I've watched the YouTube clips of the fights once.
I'm literally made out of sludge and moisture. I'll dehydrate.
But at least you and that new Monster Hunter movie have something in common.
Oh, what's that?
You're both piles of burning garbage.
Oh God, this is how I'm gonna die.
Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and today we're going to be going over the Pokemon Select Articulated Charizard figure. You'll currently be able to find these at Target. That's where I found this, and I didn't know this was actually a thing. I kind of wish I did, because I probably would have actually been trying to keep an eye out on it instead of just kind of randomly coming across it and then going to check a bunch of other Targets, because on the back here, it shows that there's some other Pokemon that they're doing, fully articulated ones. They have the Rayquaza, the Articuno, and the Greninja, which I would like to get the other three. But currently, this is the only one that I know that it's an actual thing. So, definitely have to keep an eye out. But, I can't remember if I mentioned, but this is Jazwares. They've been doing a lot of the other Pokemon figures. And, yeah, I kind of just picked it up because this Charizard is cool. He actually looks bigger than the figure arts. We'll have to check out the comparisons. But if that's the case, I'll probably hang on to this guy and end up pitching the figure arts Charizard. More than likely, anyways. Like, it's cool that he has accessories, but I've been trying to get ones because I've been collecting, like, the figure arts characters and the Figmas. It'd be nice to have Pokemon that are in scale, which is sort of what I'm trying to work towards. And this guy, at least in the box, appears like he would work better, but we'll find out here in a few. Anyways, without further ado, for his packaging, you got the little image of Charizard here on the bottom. You got some black Pokeballs everywhere. Got Pikachu, Pokemon, has Select. Side of the package, you get another image of Charizard. Opposite side, more black. Back of the package, again, just kind of shows you everybody else that's in this first wave, which is odd choices, because you get a couple of newer Pokemon, and then you have like Charizard and Articuno from the original lot, which I think if you were going to go for it, I figured they would do like the originals. But then again, it's nice to see them actually doing other stuff here because, oh man, I want what's the electric spider's name? It slipped my mind. I have him in the game. Joltik, the little guy. His evolved form. It's Gargantua something? I should Google this stuff, but I don't want to. Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, for the bottom, some legal mumbo jumbo. But anyways, let's get Charizard open up out of its cardboard prison. Alright, so now we got Charizard open up out of its cardboard prison. First and foremost, it comes with this little stand. This basic little stand, which this just hooks into here. Which is... okay. Ratchets. To be warned, it does pop out pretty easy, it seems. But what's nice is this actually should hold its pose pretty well. It's got a little peg hole in the crotch here. You just stick them in there. Bam! Got some flying Charizard. One thing I will say, this will actually hold them in there pretty well, it feels. I kind of wish it was maybe a little bit more elaborate, like a Pokeball or something for the shape. But overall, not too bad. Like, it's nice to actually be able to get them up and flying around, which I could definitely get behind a little bit. I'll just be, again, forewarned that how these are on, they just slid on. They're not actually screwed in or anything, like a figure art stand would be. So, a little too much wiggling, I can see that popping out, which could be a concern. So again, like a lot of things I recommend with having characters in flying positions on stands, put them somewhere where you're not going to bump into them, or a lot of traffic where the shelf's going to wiggle around too much to mitigate that issue. Anyways, let's get them off the stand. And that's pretty much it. No fireballs, nothing. Only got the flame on the tail here, which is painted, unlike the figure arts one, which was a translucent orange. But the flame effect, I think they actually did a really nice job on. It's definitely got a fire look to it. It's got a little bit more of like an animated feel than what I would say would be a typical, at least higher end Charizard figure. Or fully posable, I guess, because usually when I think of higher end stuff, is usually when I start getting into stuff that's going to be fully posable. Now, one thing I think is great, because first and foremost, for $20, he's actually a decently sized figure, which we'll get around to here in the comparisons. Like, he fills up the hands very nicely, giggity. But the one biggest negative that I noticed right out of the package before I even started messing around with this guy is that his plastic quality is kind of butt. And what I mean is some of the plastic on here looks fine. Then some of the plastic, you got giant gouges in his neck. Straight out of the package. And then there's some scuffs here on the side, which I can't tell if that's just a part of the plastic, because it almost looks like it's cracking. Or if it's just scratched from wherever it came from. But it's definitely got like little marks here and there. Especially on the neck region here. On the back, there's scuffing on the plastic. For the tail. It's a lot of the orange section is mainly my big concerns. Because you'll see it here. It's got some nicking and some scuffing. Wings kind of bump into things. Back of the tail here. It's got nicking and scuffing. It's kind of throughout a lot of the orange sections. Now, the wings don't really have that issue, but I think this is actually painted on this section here. Same with on the under. The paint job is actually pretty solid. Because you'll see here for the yellow, it's not that bad. Like, there's a little bit here of some gouging, but for the most part, that looks fine. But it's like a lot of this orange. I don't know if it's just made out of recycled materials or something, but it's definitely a bit on the hit and miss side in terms of detailing. Now, I guess you could maybe say like that adds a little bit to the realism, because it kind of gives them more like lizard feel, I guess. It's a way to think about it. But personally, I would just like to see something a little bit more solid. Then, I don't know, it's just kind of weird, because his like legs are super shiny, but his body's a little bit on the matte side. In comparison, same with like the joints here for the arms anyways. There's definitely a bit of a different quality with the plastic here, which is just mainly a lot of that has to do with the materials used. Because you even see here like the head's super shiny, but the neck's a little bit more softer. Which for the head, speaking of, like the detailing on it's still pretty solid. Especially going for the anime look. Eyes look pretty nice. I think it's just a decal for those. Got his nose. He got his little teeth here. The mouth does open, which reveals his tongue. Right for the gums on the roof of the mouth. You have his teeth on the lower section. And I think, like, in terms of the sculpt, there's not really much I can complain about. Like, the wings look proportionate. Nice. You got the little tips on the top. Got his 3 claws here. Nails are painted. Painted pretty nice, too. The elbow joints look a little weird. I will say that, but I guess you get a double joint here at the elbow to kind of deal with that problem. Like, when you're posing it, it's not going to be too bad, but it's definitely a bit on the lanky side, if I do say. Then you got his legs here, which are short and stubby, but to be expected. I do like that you actually get the pads on the bottom of the feet, though, which is something that I wouldn't quite expect to see. But you do get some painting from the nails. Oh, man, I'm just noticing more of that plastic quality issue right there. Oh, it's at least it's the same between the two. Like, it's going from that toenail back and that toenail back, so that's cool. It's uniformed anyways. Looks good. Plastic is probably the biggest issue I have in terms of the overall quality. Like, there's a reason why this guy's $20 in comparison to, like, the $150 you're going to spend on the figure arts to try to get a hold of that thing now. Like, beggars can't be choosers, you know? And for $20, I don't think it's bad, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more uniform. Like, it already looks like a kid's played with this thing, and it just got out of the package, which is not something I want to see out of a brand new figure. But anyways, first articulation. Head can look up about that far, down about that far, rotates all the way around. You don't get a wiggle because it is on a hinge, so if you wanted to kind of do that, you have to pose it, sort of like a revolt tech in that sense. Then for the mouth, go open to close. So nice range of motion there. Shoulders are on ratchets for freaking reasons, because see how tiny these are? Forearms, and I gotta deal with that. This side's not so bad, but that's terrifying. Like, this is the size of a straw. Got double jointed elbows though. They go kind of wherever. Arms can rotate all the way around. Hand can also rotate all the way around. Nothing at the body, but the legs do go forward and back. You also get forward and back here at the knee. Feet can rotate side to side and also go forward and back. I guess there's a little bit of a wiggle here at the top of the leg. And then the tail. Caw. Oh, man. I just moved that and there was like dust or plastic shavings. I'm not certain which. But they do got a nice range of motion. Well, you can get that pretty far. You can get him burning himself. That's pretty sweet. So definitely look forward to that. Scratching the crap out of things. Oh, yep. I'm already wearing that down on the bottom. That's a bit sad. But they can rotate at least. So that's cool. Can the tail tip flame thing? Nope. Wings, forward and back. And are also on a hinge so they can kind of tuck in if you want it to. Alright, so for some quick comparisons, here is actually some SH Figure Arts Pokemon figures with Charizard and Ash, which oh man, it kind of hurts, but I gotta say, I kind of like the coloring on them better than the regular Figure Arts. Definitely scales, well, not perfectly with Ash. Definitely better. And here's next to some Figure Arts Pokemon characters with Lily and Celine. And here's next to some other SH Figure Arts Pokemon with Blastoise and Mewtwo. And here's next to some other random Kaiju figures in my collection with the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2021 and the NECA Final Act Con. And finally, here's some other video game characters in my collection with the Jazwares Spartan Collection Master Chief and the Storm Collectibles Hot Chun-Li from Street Fighter V. So overall for the Jazwares Pokemon Select Charizard, this thing's fine. I think for $20, it's actually very posable, and I think standing on your shelf, it's gonna look good for you. Have there been better Charizard figures in the past? 100%. I don't think this really replaces the Figure Arts if you have it. Granted, this guy scales a little bit better than the Figure Arts, and I mean a little bit better, not a crazy amount. But in terms of detailing and what it comes with, it doesn't really hold a candle to the Figure Arts, but then again, it's only $20. So I think for the average Pokemon collector, this guy's going to be a really fantastic addition for your collection, or even for kids. Like, this thing's going to be great for them as well, just in terms of the play value that this guy's going to provide, and especially at the low price point. And plus, if you don't have the Figure Arts, or are just looking for something a little bit more inexpensive to go along with some of your other characters, if you're picking up the Figure Arts when they were releasing like Ash and Team Rocket and stuff, this guy will do you fairly well. What do you guys think? If you guys picked up this figure, what's your favorite Pokemon, or is Digimon just what you think? Please let us know in the comments. We also have an Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook, or click that annotation bell up in the top corner if you guys like to keep up to date with the channel and donate. Would also greatly appreciate it. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.